1 year after his tearful retirement, Rafael Nadal picked up a racket again, and the tennis world stopped. The 22-time Grand Slam champion, who had vowed he would never compete professionally again, stepped back onto the court at his academy in Mallorca. His chosen partner? Not a fellow legend, not a Spanish prodigy, but Alex Eala, the 20-year-old Filipina who had trained under his roof since she was 13 years old. The footage of their practice sessions spread like wildfire, racking up millions of views within hours. But what truly stunned everyone was the moment Nadal, the fierce competitor who never showed weakness, couldn't stop laughing. Eala had done something that even his greatest rivals had failed to achieve. She made the king of clay crack a smile in the middle of a rally. And across the Atlantic, Aryna Sabalenka was watching. The world number one, who has spent years trying to impress Nadal, could only shake her head in disbelief. The bond between the Spanish legend and the Filipina sensation had been revealed to the world. And Sabalenka couldn't believe what she was seeing. November 19, 2026 Mallorca, Spain. Exactly 365 days had passed since Rafael Nadal played his final professional match at the Davis Cup Finals in Malaga, an emotional farewell that brought tears to the eyes of millions around the world. For an entire year, the 22-time Grand Slam champion had not touched a racket. He had not stepped on a tennis court. He had focused on his family, his foundation, and the academy that bears his name. But on this day, something changed. Nadal laced up his shoes, taped his fingers, and walked onto the indoor clay court at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Manacor. The occasion was not a competition. It was not a comeback. It was a tribute to the sport he loved, to the academy he built, and to the young players who would carry his legacy forward. Waiting for him on the other side of the net was Alex Eala. The 20-year-old Filipina had been a student at the academy since she was 13 years old, arriving as a nervous teenager from Manila with a dream and a racket. She had graduated in 2026, but the academy had remained her home. And on this day, she would share the court with her mentor for the very first time. "It was so special for me," Eala would later say. Obviously, training with Rafa is something people and young kids can only dream about. It was such a pleasure to share the court with him. The session was captured on video and shared by Nadal himself on social media. 1 year later, "It felt great to be back on a tennis court," he wrote. "It was great to practice with you, Alex. Next time, I will be stronger." The footage went viral within hours. Millions of fans watched as the two left-handers exchanged steady baseline rallies, their rhythm flawless, their smiles genuine. It was a side of Nadal that few had ever seen, relaxed, joyful, almost playful. The practice session was filled with memorable moments, but one stood out above all others. Midway through a rally, Eala won a point with a sharply angled forehand that left Nadal scrambling. The Filipina didn't just celebrate, she sprinted forward with her arms raised, a playful celebration that caught the 22-time Grand Slam champion completely off guard. Nadal's reaction was captured in perfect clarity. He threw his head back and laughed, a genuine, unreserved laugh that seemed to erase years of competitive tension. The king of clay, who had built his career on intensity and focus, was having fun. The clip was shared millions of times across social media platforms. Fans from around the world commented on the unexpected moment, marveling at the bond between the two left-handers. "This is the Rafa we never get to see," one fan wrote. "Just a legend enjoying tennis with a young player he believes in." Another added, "Eala made Nadal laugh. That's a victory in itself." The moment was particularly striking given Nadal's reputation. Throughout his career, he was known for his relentless intensity. The fist pumps, the vamos shouts, the unwavering focus. To see him laugh mid-rally was a rare gift. For Eala, the moment was validation. She had trained at the academy for years, absorbing not just tennis technique but the philosophy and discipline that had made Nadal a legend. To share a moment of genuine joy with her mentor was something she would never forget. The practice session was not a one-time event, it was the culmination of a relationship that had been building for nearly a decade. Eala first arrived at the Rafa Nadal Academy in 2026, a 13-year-old scholarship student from the Philippines who spoke little Spanish and knew no one. She trained alongside other promising juniors, absorbing the philosophy and work ethic that had made Nadal a legend. Over the years, Nadal took notice. He watched her progress, offered encouragement, and celebrated her achievements. When she made her stunning run to the Miami Open semifinals in 2026, defeating 3 Grand Slam champions including Iga Swiatek. Nadal was watching. He posted his support on social media, writing, "We are extremely proud of you, Alex. What an incredible tournament. Let's keep dreaming." When she won her first WTA title in Guadalajara, Nadal was there again. "Congrats at Alex Eala 05 for your first at WTA," he wrote. "I am happy and proud of what you are achieving for yourself and for the Philippines." The bond between them is built on more than just tennis. Eala has spoken openly about Nadal's humility, his groundedness, his willingness to help others despite his immense success. "He is so grounded, and he has achieved more than anything I could dream of," Eala once said. "The fact that he is still so nice to everyone around here is very admirable from him." During the practice session, Nadal offered Eala specific advice on her game. "He gave me some tips on my forehand and a few other small advices," Eala revealed. The tips were subtle but significant. The kind of insights that only a champion of Nadal's caliber could provide. The Academy itself celebrated the session as a truly unique day. "Incredible to see him back on court, sharing his passion and knowledge," the Academy's Instagram page read. For Eala, the session was a full-circle moment. She had come to the Academy as a wide-eyed teenager, chasing a dream. Now she was sharing the court with her mentor as an established professional, ranked number 50 in the world, the first Filipina to crack the top 50 in WTA history. While the tennis world celebrated the Nadal-Eala moment, one player watched with a mixture of awe and disbelief, Aryna Sabalenka. The world number 1 has been open about her admiration for Nadal. At the Australian Open earlier this year, she admitted she was nervous playing in front of him, hoping to impress him with her game. "The whole match I was just telling myself, do not look there. Please do not look," she confessed. Citation. After the match, she walked over to Nadal and asked for a selfie, her expression shifting from champion to fan. "Yeah, I'm a huge fan, guys. Can I take picture with you, please?" she asked. But Nadal's attention has consistently gravitated toward Eala. He has watched her grow from a junior prospect into a global phenomenon. He has celebrated her victories, defended her against critics, and now shared the court with her on the anniversary of his retirement. Sabalenka, despite her 4 Grand Slam titles and her reign as world number 1, has never received that level of recognition from the Spanish legend. The contrast has not been lost on the Belarusian. When the footage of the Nadal-Eala practice session went viral, Sabalenka's reaction was reportedly one of surprise and envy. According to sources close to the player, she couldn't believe that Nadal had chosen to make his court return with Eala rather than with a fellow champion. "I've done everything," Sabalenka has said in moments of frustration. "I've won Grand Slams, I've been number 1, and yet I look at the stands and I see flags for someone else. I hear chants for someone else." The Eala effect, the phenomenon of packed stadiums, crashing ticket systems, and unprecedented fan devotion, has rattled even the world number 1. And now the Nadal-Eala bond has added another layer to her frustration. The practice session between Rafael Nadal and Alex Eala was more than just a viral moment. It was a passing of the torch. Nadal has spent his entire career as the standard-bearer for left-handed tennis. His heavy topspin, his relentless defense, his never-say-die attitude, all of it has defined an era. But in Eala, he sees a player who embodies those same qualities. The 20-year-old Filipina is also left-handed. She also relies on defense, patience, and tactical awareness. She also refuses to give up, no matter the score. "She has that fire," one Academy insider said. "The same fire that Rafa had at her age. You can't teach that. You're born with it." Eala's 2026 season was a testament to that fire. She climbed from number 140 to number 50 in a single year. She defeated 3 Grand Slam champions in one tournament. She became the first Filipina to crack the top 50. Now, as she prepares for the 2026 season, the Australian Open, the Miami Open, the clay swing, and finally, Roland Garros, she carries with her the lessons of her mentor. "He gave me some tips on my forehand and a few other small advices," Eala said. "This is the first time I've ever hit with him in my life, and it's just a memory that will last forever." The memory will last forever for Eala, but for the tennis world the memory of Nadal laughing mid-rally of the King of Clay enjoying the sport he once conquered will also last forever, and for Aryna Sabalenka the image of Nadal embracing Eala of the legend choosing the Filipina as his practice partner will serve as a reminder that in tennis as in life connection matters more than ranking points. Rafael Nadal returned to the tennis court 1 year after his retirement and the moment went viral. The 22-time Grand Slam champion chose to share his comeback with Alex Eala, the 20-year-old Filipina who trained at his academy for 7 years. The footage of their practice session showed a side of Nadal rarely seen, laughing, playful, genuinely joyful. At one point, Eala won a point and celebrated with her arms raised, and Nadal couldn't stop laughing. The bond between them runs deep. Nadal has supported Eala throughout her career, congratulating her on her Miami Open run, her first WTA title, and her historic rise to number 50 in the world. During the practice session, he offered her tips on her forehand and other small advices. Across the Atlantic, Aryna Sabalenka watched in disbelief. The world number 1 has spent years trying to impress Nadal, but his attention has consistently gravitated toward the Filipina sensation. The Eala effect, the phenomenon of packed stadiums and unprecedented fan devotion, has rattled even the world number 1. The practice session was more than a viral moment, it was a passing of the torch. Nadal sees something special in Eala, the same fire, the same determination, the same refusal to give up that defined his own career. As Eala prepares for the 2026 season, the Australian Open, the Miami Open, and finally Roland Garros, she carries with her the lessons of her mentor. And the tennis world watches, waiting to see how far she will go. What do you think about the Nadal-Eala practice session? Does this bond give Eala an edge over her competitors? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to Rally Radar now for daily WTA news, match breakdowns, and stories that go beyond the scoreline. Because at Rally Radar, every day is match day. 1 year after his tearful retirement, Rafael Nadal picked up a racket again, and the tennis world stopped. The 22-time Grand Slam champion, who had vowed he would never compete professionally again, stepped back